Win big with new DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all three past performance formats. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code ONEFREEPP for a free single card today.
Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with special coverage of race number 7 at Century Mile on Saturday. It's Alberta Breeders Fall Classic Saturday, and let's throw up the field for the Alberta Breeders Handicap. We're going 1 1/16. $50,000 is the purse. Lots of stakes races at Century Mile on Saturday. We have the top 3 finishers from last year Alberta Breeders Handicap in this race. The winner, of course, was the 2 Smart Play, was a pace-pressing winner that day. Smart Play does like to be close to the pace, and as we take a look at our Timeform US pace projector, I expect him to be right up and on the lead, along with the number 1 Zicatella, who showed good speed last time out, albeit in a claiming event. I think there's a good chance Smart Play might put Zicatella away at some point and open up the lead turning for home, and as he proved in this race last year, when he makes the lead, he could be very tough to catch. We'll start our analysis with the number 1 Zicatella, taking a look at his most recent race, that aforementioned $16,000 claimer at Century Mile, going a mile, and he showed speed that day, and it was a pretty solid pace. It was contested as well. He couldn't go with the winner in the stretch, but the race has come back okay, with a 5th place finisher returning to place in a 12-5 seller with a 62 buyer speed figure. Zicatella can handle the distance when he gets the right trip, but when you look at his overall running lines, lots of seconds, lots of thirds, and now is stepping up in class with a quality pace rival in the 2 Smart Play next door. He's likely going to have to run his absolute best. Smart Play, as I mentioned, won this race last year and is coming off, I think, a better-than-looks effort when 3rd in the prep for this race last time out, an allowance on August the 24th. While he finished behind Flash for Danny that day, that pace was very fast, and Smart Play made the first run into the pace before understandably tiring behind the winner, who was odds on, and Flash for Danny, who had a decent closer's trip. Smart Play might get a better situation here. The pace might not be as fast. The rival that he might be battling with might not be as good as Smart Play, and maybe Smart Play, again, takes over, turning for home. He'll have to hold off the likes of Flash for Danny, however. 2nd in this race last year, 2nd in the prep. Let's watch that performance right now. Smart Play is going to finish 3rd. Flash for Danny's in behind horses turning into the stretch, gets the split. He also did get a fast pace to run into, but he was just no match for the winner. A very good horse that came back to win a stake at Hastings with a 77 buyer speed figure. Flash for Danny does have a lot of runner-up efforts on his page. That's a bit concerning and annoying, but it appears he's coming into this race in career form. And if there is a little bit of a pace battle between the 1 and the 2, and the 2 is softened up a bit, Flash for Danny can come with a kick. Brody's Pal is the number 4, and I'm willing to give him a mulligan for his most recent start going 3/4 of a mile. That was a very slow-paced race, won in gate-to-wire fashion, and Brody's Pal tried to rally from off of it. His prior effort going 3/4 was an even effort in a starter allowance race. He's run okay going 2 turns in the past, but there are some class and distance concerns that he's going to have to address. The 5 is HK Rapper, and he actually won the Beaufort at Century Downs, going a distance of ground last year. I wonder where he is from a current form standpoint. He was sent to Grants Pass last time out. He was able to win an allowance race that day. He does seem to have a versatile running style, but I think he really needs to go back to the Wayback Machine and find his best form from 2023 if he's going to pull off a little bit of an upset in this spot. The 6 is Silverfoot, another horse that was wired in a slow-paced sprint last time, going 7/8 of a mile. He gave an even performance that day, but I just don't think the setup was there for him. Personally, I like him when he's able to get up close to the pace, but he's versatile enough to work out any kind of a trip, and I think Silverfoot will find himself in the 2nd flight just off the 1 and the 2. His race 2 starts back going 7/8 of a mile was a solid performance, but again it was against condition claimers. He was no match for these horses in the Alberta Breeders Handicap last year and is going to have to improve markedly. The Shack is the number 7, and he's coming out of a decent effort that we're going to take a look at right now. He finishes 3rd in here, and while it looks like he's flattening out at the end, he had every reason to. This race was dominated by closers. The last run was the best run, and the Shack made a first run into a fast pace before understandably tiring. His start 2 starts back was a good performance. He got right up close to the pace going 7/8 of a mile, and he was very game to score. He can win from on or near the lead. Breaking from the outside post, I expect him to break running, see what the 1 and the 2 do to his inside, and adapt from there. I think he's in better form than it looks from his most recent race. let's take a look at my top selection. It's Alberta Breeders Fall Classic Saturday at Century Mile. A plethora of nice stakes races. And in the 7th here, I'm hoping that Flash for Danny can turn the tables on the number 2, Smart Play, the reverse exacta from last year's Alberta Breeders Handicap. Best of luck.